Okay, welcome everyone to another Monday night at the Beat. Just a quick shout out to Albuquerque. We're going there this weekend for your big tango festival. Halloween costumes are optional. That's what we heard. So, what was this class about at the Beat? We kind of called it Mythbusters and also Deceptively Difficult, right? But what was the Mythbuster theme?
Not staying on one foot at a time and realizing that you can balance in between them.
Yay!
As part of your system of dancing.
Thank you. Was that interesting for you?
Yeah, I still don't get it.
I can say it, but you will be watching this video on YouTube, right? Many times to process it. Right, so a lot of times teachers tell you one foot or the other, but now at a certain level, that may be useful for very beginner, okay? And I know there are some relatively new people here, but once you get beyond a certain point, enjoy this middle of the step. What do we call it? Yeah, caramel. Caramel, right. What was chapter 1? Now the salt in a minute. Chapter 2. So chapter 1 was? Rock steps. Yeah, but what kind of standard rock step?
Tango rock step.
Tango rock.
No.
Subtle rock step.
Are we parallel system?
Cross system.
Yes!
That's actually a good point. It's a cross-system rock step.
And notice that we are just going to get into it immediately without taking a walking step. Immediately cross system. Right here.
What do I do to emphasize for Cristina to stay in the middle of her weight? Compress. Yeah, and compress the embrace a little bit.
So, followers, is my heel up or down?
Up.
It's up because that's helping me really stay in the middle.
What about my heel leaders?
Also up.
Good.
And then, what about this part of our legs? We
What
have
am I touching?
contact.
Appropriately, yeah. It's not like pressure pushing her, just gentle contact there. Trying to stay mostly where?
In the middle.
In the middle.
In the middle.
There will be a little bit of movement, but don't let that fool you. Try to stay mostly in the middle, and then we can get our partner to collect and walk out. How many possible ways to turn on one side? Well, 2 on each side. So combinations are 4 total, right? And it's always easier, apparently easier for most people to turn in which direction? The open, yeah, the open side of the embrace. Chapter, when we add a little bit of salt, chapter 2 was?
What was the salt?
We're now trying to do what? With this 2-foot position, what are we trying to create?
Torsion in the follower.
Torsion, beautiful. And on the floor, on the balls of her feet, what is she doing?
2-foot pivot.
Thank you.
Yes.
Wow, 2-foot pivot. You guys are sharp. 2-foot pivot until a certain point. The torsion keeps building, but what's going on? Leaders, we're going around which leg? Her back or forward leg?
Forward.
Yeah, let's say forward leg. So at some point, she's going to come to 1 foot and release the torsion. And we want to be there for what kind of move?
Parada.
Yeah, ocho parada. Ideally, I can do it in 1 step. Where's my step? Is it away from her?
Around.
Get back in the line of dance, finish the ocho.
Is it?
And then chapter 3 was what? Chocolate on salted caramel. And what did that involve? Cristina, you're so quiet. So, leaders, we're doing some interesting things here, okay? All in one pattern. Our partner's on 2 feet, and then, for a moment, she's on 1 foot doing what?
Pivoting.
Like a little tiny pivot. But if we want the chocolate, we don't want to get the parada position, we want to get what position?
Your leader to a side step around you.
Yes, so leaders want to form what?
An axis.
A clear center that she's going to walk around. And then you come off. So we went from 2-foot position to a pivot ocho-like position to a hiro turning position.
So followers from chapter 1, when they really do a good setup of keeping us in the middle, going down a little bit, and then pivoting us on 2 feet, and then there's a moment that we're transferring our weight on our forward leg, our left leg in this case, because we can't stay on 2 feet anymore. It's really because what is happening, I mentioned this, and Emily mentioned this a little bit. No matter what his legs are doing, what are we doing, followers, to really feel the communication? We are tracking. We're tracking his body as it steps around us, and then as it compels us to step around him. Yeah. So in this last step, yeah. So after they lead us to pivot on 2 feet, they bring us over to our left foot on our forward foot. They start this hiro or molinete or turn lead going to their left. We want to collect before stepping, but they're turning so much that the collection is in passing. And notice that there's this kind of fake, kind of lateral side step, but when we land, we're in this position. Yeah? So it's ooh, kind of like this. Yeah?
One last question for the leaders. If I compress my embrace to trap my partner or contain her into this rock step move, when I want to step around her, what do I do?
Release.
Yes, I release this energy, but what does she do? Followers, you're still doing what? You're still holding on.
Yeah, we're holding on, but our embrace is stiff.
Elastic.
Yeah, our embrace is still elastic.
Okay, so there's a lot of use of compression to create a certain boundary in a setup, but then releasing. Here we go.
Lástima de mi querer con razón.